everyone, and welcome back. First of all, I would like to say happy birthday, late birthday to the United States Marine Corps, which was yesterday. And happy Veterans Day today to all the vets. So, let's continue on with our Klingon character. Which I believe is the last mission on Nimbus. Oh, that is complete. Right. So now we start the Romulan mystery.
The Romulans researched Borg technology at a base known as the Vault. The Vault was abandoned in the chaos after the destruction of the Romulan homeworld. We sent a group of scout ships into the region a few years later, but they were lost in an ambush by an unknown vessel. Since then, we have been monitoring the region for signs of activity. Long-range sensors have detected energy spikes in the Hakona system, and Klingon intelligence believes that someone is bringing the Vault back online. I want you to find out who. I also want to know if there is any Borg technology or restricted weaponry on that base. Good luck, and good hunting.
I am guessing that the unknown ship was Neral's ship. Let's go see our contact by getting our shuttle. Our long-range sensors have only picked up limited information about this mysterious vault station. Based on our scans, it's a massive starbase, and a small ship like a fighter or a shuttle could easily slip into the maintenance areas and possibly some of the interior. Since the Romulans excel at cloaking technology, Command has decided that cunning would be more important than strength. Your task will be to infiltrate the station via shuttle or other small craft like a harmless globfly. Well, why not ask some questions? Could this be related to Romulan attempts to destabilize the Imperial houses? Unlikely these days, the Romulan Star Empire, one hand doesn't know what the other one is doing, as the Terrans say. If something arises that changes our estimation of the situation, you will be notified. Why not simply attack the station and take what we want? A station of that size would be too dangerous to make a main force attack without a massive investment of ships, and how will we garrison and hold it once captured? It's simply too large to easily staff notwithstanding trouble of disarming traps and dealing with captured Romulans and their strange technologies. We have no way of knowing what kind of fleet might be stationed there, perhaps nothing, perhaps a main wing, a Star Empire Navy. We need information before we can commit to a battle. What can I expect at the vault? The station is itself is too large to cloak. Our weapon engineers indicate that scans have been detected as signs of Borg weaponry and Thaleron technology. Also, some combat in the area shortly after the Homa supernova, but it's been quiet. What if I need support? The IKS Asbar will remain cloaked at the edge of the Romulan space, ready for rapid intrusion and pick up if need should arise. In the event of overwhelming enemy force, of course, we expect you either to make a clever escape or die gloriously. No more questions. Good hunting, Captain. Remember, you must use a shuttle fighter or other small craft so that you can explore the vault itself. Transport to the shipyard. I'll provide information on shuttles and small craft. If you lose your chariot or commander's gig, I will help you. I'll report to you. I can provide you necessary information on shuttles in general, so feel free to ask whatever you wish. When you're ready to actually claim your shuttle, you'll need to speak to the ship and shuttle requisition officer. Okay. We'll actually use the fighter. Let's see if my duty officers have gotten anything. Okay, no consoles to use. We will now proceed to the Hakona system. Okay, where are you going? Stupid auto nav system. One more sector to go. Definitely need to upgrade a lot of my gear here. Obviously, the station is as abandoned as Intel suspected. Sensors are reading several Riemann ships in the area. Just ones we can spot. The station is immense. It's taken a criminal amount of manpower technology to build it. It's almost the size of a small moon. Sensors are reading a sophisticated tachyon detection network, as well as several patrolling vessels. Sir, for abandoning their station, this facility certainly has a lot of activity. Romulans are expert at stealth technology. If we want to approach unseen, we must avoid confrontation and find a way to evade or jam the sensor grid. We must assume if we engage the ships here, they'll notify whoever's left in the station and become more difficult to find an entry point. Okay, then we will cloak. The asteroid is unusually large. It's clearly been mined by the Romulans, sir. It was probably used for raw construction materials, like most of the debris contains pergium. titanium, and uranium. It was probably tractored from a nearby system and brought here to construct hull components and power systems. We could probably cut a piece of it from the asteroid with our weapons for further analysis.
Warning, ship is under attack.
So this fragment is full of uranium. With a little bit of radiation, it will cause uranium shadows on sensors, which will look like a weapons suite. If the Romulans set up their sensor net appropriately, and the Romulans are sticklers for detail, their scanners will exclude this kind of stellar debris. If we just give the fragment a little nudge with our tractor beam and follow along behind it, it'll slip right through the sensor grid. Okay. Approaching tag detection perimeter. If we're detected by it, it'll definitely alert the Remans. That was close. We snuck right through. Picking up some unusual energy readings, we need to explore the accessible interior areas and see what we find. Looks like there's another access conduit across from us. We have the thing three-dimensionally in here. Sensors readings are also picking up a few scattered life signs. In response to our hails, obviously someone is still living in this area, though. I think.
Warning, ship is under attack.
The doors are a massive set of interior bulkhead doors. They're segmenting the different parts of the base. Probably a safety measure in case something went wrong in one of the central areas. Access appears to be controlled by use of security keys. We can disable it if we find the code block that matches part of the security key. And turret debris. This defense turret has hooked into the part of the security network. The security code and subsystem code block 6750. Above us, the Borg sphere. The Romulans must have used this base as a storage facility and research area for Borg technology. Hope there was something down here. Electrical discharge is probably from ionization leaking from the sphere and the resource nodes. It would be cautious about flying too close to them. Borg sphere is dormant, like it's been put to sleep. It's not the source of strange readings that long-range sensors detected. Looks like the sphere is hooked into part of the local systems network. Should be exit through the doors now, probably a safety precaution to keep them locked.
Warning, ship is under attack.
How about those tracked beam turrets?
Hull integrity below 75%. Hull integrity below 50%.
Oh, come on. One down, one to go. Quiet in this area, too quiet. Unusual energy readings from the other side of that pillar, sir. The Therion reactor. Sir, that is it. This was a weapons lab, an industrial research and fabrication facility where the Romulans built Therion weapons. The Remans have infiltrated this base and must be trying to secure those weapons.
Ah, so our intruder finally arrives at the heart of the matter. Have you seen all that you came to see, little spy?
Who are you?
Does it really matter? Call me Obasek, if a name is that important to you.
What are you doing here?
That should be obvious. I intend to make use of this station to further my agenda. Your presence, however, is a bit more curious. I expect that you're operating under the shroud of Empress Sela, whether you realize it or not.
Neither one of us is supposed to be here, I suspect.
Never rely on the noble intentions of spies and thieves, Captain. And you and I are either one or the other.
My only intention is to determine what is amiss on this station.
You are suitably informed now, I trust. Sadly for you, one of my ships has already finished loading the Thaleron weapons. So you have become the only loose end in my operation. I despise loose ends. I am afraid our time is at an end.
Well, I failed
my
that one.
associates have already finished loading the Thaleron weapons that we need, and I have other operations to manage. I think we both know what happens now. May your death be quick and valorous.
Warning, ship is under attack. Target shield has failed.
Okay, I'm gonna go against Klingon tradition and be a Romulan. I'm gonna stay cloaked.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
Surprised that didn't decloak me. We'll avoid this Mogai, because it'll kill us in one salvo. Oh, I hate this battle cloak.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
I know there's gonna be something to scan around here. There, now we decloak.
Target's shields have failed. Target's shields have failed. Target's shields have failed. Warning. Ship is under attack. Warning. Ship is under attack.
Sir, this craft has low odds against a Riemann starship. Clearly, we need to alert the KDF to Obusek's plan. Once we are clear of the station's interior, we can send a message by using the derelict Romulan subspace booster satellite. And we have little choice but to keep the ship occupied until reinforcements can arrive. Reinforcements have arrived and are just past that nebula. We don't have much time. We need to meet reinforcements and stop that ship. Want us to take care of the fighters and plasma torpedoes.
Warning, ship is under attack. Hull integrity below 75. Hull integrity below 50%.
That was a glorious explosion, probably from the Thalian weapons carried aboard that ship. We're going to leave the system under high warp to draw off any reinforcements that might come looking. Suggest you return to Klingon space. Okay. I suppose we should expect that the Romulans would research weapons like Talaron technology. This division with the Remans, though, could be exploited. I'm sure that Tamek will have me analyzing data for the next several days. Drop by again to see what we have uncovered. A civil war might be brewing between the Romulans and the Remans. We could use this as a wedge to break off some parts of the Star Empire, or at very least keep them so busy that we can stabilize their borders and commit our forces elsewhere. Between Sela and this new warrior on the scene, Obusek, Romulans and Remans are pitted in a battle between two charismatic leaders. Still, a conflict of this scope isn't usually a sort planned by raw revolutionaries and partisans. Someone has an eye on the bigger picture, and we need to make sure that there isn't a hidden hand. Apply, Captain, that will be all.
Excellent. We need to learn more about the conflict between Obisek and the Romulans. If Sela is stupid enough to wage war against our own vassals, we might be able to use the conflict to our advantage. You were right, however, to destroy the Thaleron weapons. They are the tools of a coward. I would rather look my enemy in the eye as he dies. Klingon intelligence will be working to decode the list of possible targets you acquired from the base's databanks. The next step is to find out why the Remans want to attack these locations.
Congratulations, General.
Intelligence has decoded the list of Reman targets that you recovered from the vault. I want you to infiltrate one of these targets and determine why Obisek would attack it. The Vahar system is still technically part of the Romulan Star Empire, but Ferengi speculators have moved in, and the Empress has done nothing to remove them. The big-eared little money grubbers have reopened the mines and are now doing business with anyone with latinum. You will go to the Vahar system under the pretense of negotiating a trade deal for the Empire. Talk to Madron, the operator of the mines. Convince him to allow you access. Find out all you can. Once we know why Obisek and the Remans are targeting these mines, then we will know how to proceed.
Tell me more about the Remans and why they would attack the
The
Romulans.
Remans are used to dealing with Romulans. Like an abused targ, they now fear all who approach. I had great hopes for the Remans in the days after Shinzon's rebellion and the destruction of Romulus. They threw off their shackles and stood as the Romulans' equals. The High Council even considered an alliance with the Remans, but they were too suspicious and paranoid for much to come of it. It is better this way. The Remans' fear makes them weak.
Okay. Alright, getting close to the Vahar system. Captain, the Remans were targeting a mechasite mine in this area, but the list we recovered didn't have exact coordinates. I don't know if we're in the right area. Well, sorry, I know we're in the right area. All the moons on the system are inhabited and our sensors are being affected by the mechasite. We need to contact each moon to try to determine which one of the Remans we're actually targeting.
Warning. Ship
Delani and her minions may have sworn utility to the planet, but we did not. I bend knee to no one. Leave now or be destroyed. This moon is private property, no solicitors, beggars, or Klingons allowed. These people are rude and insolent. This is a ship of the Klingon Empire. They should speak to us with more respect. Yes, I agree. Hello, my good friends. I'm so happy to meet you. Perhaps you're in the market for some high-quality mechanite. We have the finest ore in the quadrant. On behalf of the miners and residents here, I am more than happy to welcome you to our home. Please transport to the service. Unfortunately, large amounts of extremely pure mechanite ore in the core of our little world will interfere with your sensors. For safety reasons, I must insist you use the transporter signal enhancers I have installed at my own expense. Also, no Klingons are fond of their battle parties. But could you please restrict the number of crew you bring down to the surface? My people aren't used to strangers, and you wouldn't want to disrupt their work, would you? On behalf of everyone in this forsaken rock, let me be the first to welcome you to Afar. As you can see, we don't have time for pleasantries. I'm not sharing my Tranya stash with you. Why don't we skip to the chit-chat and get down to business? Of course, I heard you're an excellent source of mechanite. What makes your mine better than others in the sector? Unfortunately, I cannot call this mine my own. I'm just a middleman. Out of the goodness of my heart, I help the residents here pass on the products of their hard work to commercial entities such as yourself. The minuscule transaction fee and trade tariff I keep to offset my expenses is figured into the unit cost of the ore. My operation has become one of the best in the area because of the high demand for my services and from both sides. I provide the best mining equipment and supplies to the sector, to the miners, while my customers get competitive pricing on the ore they need. They have more information about the mines themselves. I don't pay much attention to that. Miners have empty carts, they return with ones filled with ore. If you're that interested, you could visit the mines themselves. I don't recommend it. It's such a dirty, disagreeable business. I am convinced that breathing ore dust too long is terrible for you. The miners who live near my quarters used to keep me up at night with a dreadful coughing. I had to install soundproofing just to get some sleep. Are you sure you wouldn't rather look at the ore I have for sale? Thanks, but I'd like to talk to the miners first. Really? Suit yourself. Just remember, I have exclusive contract to export magnesite ore from this mine. If you try to cut me out of your deals, you'll regret it. I just have a few questions before we conduct any business. I'll be back when I'm done. Mandarin won't answer any questions about why Remans might be targeting this place, a fear of scaring us away from possible sale. Perhaps if we ask some of the locals what's going on here, they'll provide more information. I don't have time to talk to you right now. I need to repair this drill so I can make a living. Is there anything I can do to help? I asked you anything about laser induction coils. You don't know you don't have you don't by any chance know anything about laser induction coils, do you? As a matter of fact, I do. If I asked Imagine for a replacement laser induction coil, it would charge me 100 times what it's worth. He's only the one who brings supplies to the planet. I remember we have regular contact with the home world. My brother would be sent a package of sweets for my children. They have a transport now. I can't dwell on the past. My problem is this broken drill. I have to fix it or it won't make quota. We salvage parts from old equipment. Sometimes other people will trade components. This requires some specific components. If you can help me out, I'll mark your map locations of people who might have what we need. You're an outsider here. Why should I trust you? I could give this spare part to someone who really needs it. Tell me, how do you avoid breaking drill bits when you are hit a pocket of magnesite? Okay. I have a few spare parts. I'm sure that I have what you need to get the drill working again. Thank you. Now this one likes to run off and hide. Don't hurt me. I don't have the latinum now, but I can. Oh. Imagine it sending you here to break my kneecaps. I have a daughter in the Raider system. I thought I could contact her to send some latinum. Commander won't let me use a subspace array. You see, I owe him some money. I didn't make my quota last month because I was sick and... But that's life, isn't it? All you can do is try to hang on whatever you have left. Give you the part you need, take it. I hope it solves your problem. Thank you. Thank you. With these parts, I can fix this drill and get back to work. Need to make my quota today or Imagine will cut my pay again. I already owe him so much latinum. I don't know how I'll ever repay it. It brings in food and supplies that we need, but the prices are so high. Remember the dark days after we lost Romulus? There were no supply shipments for months. I had to listen to my children cry because they were so hungry. I might spend the rest of my life in debt, but at least I have a life. To answer your question though, I don't know what makes this mine different from any other mine. The Mechnocite isn't any different. Maybe there are some veins with less impurities in the lower levels of the mine, I don't know. There's a group of thugs who keeps everyone away from those areas. I won't risk a beating just to satisfy my curiosity. If you want to check it out, that's your business. You want to go into the mine? Are you really interested in buying any mechs? Are you just here to cause trouble? There's a ladder. I know some place you can start a little ruckus. There's a gang that controls the bottom levels of the mine. They won't let even me in there. Previously, I allowed them to keep their little kingdom in exchange for information, but lately, there's been more trouble than they're worth. The intel they're feeding me is useless. Honestly, I don't know about the Breen invasion of Teferi space. Take the information to heart. What do you want? I had to enter this area. This area is restricted. Only people my friends and I may like. Only people my friends and I like matter, and I don't like you. I wonder if you like my weapon. Captain, there are a series of pressure plates located in the area. They're low tech, but the Romulans may have had to resort outdated security measures because of the interference from the mechasite veins in this cavern. The problem is that the mechasite is making our tricorders almost useless. If there's anything in this moon that the Remans would want to eliminate badly enough to use their own weapons, it has to be here. We have to figure out how to use pressure plates to reveal whatever the Romulans are trying to hide. I suspect we need to activate 2 of them to open the door. A Romulan base.
I give the orders here, Commander. You are out of line.
With all due respect, sir, there's a difference between protecting the Empire from her enemies and provoking...
There is much here you cannot understand, Janek. The Remans need to know their place. As do you. I will not forget your insubordination, Commander. The Tal Shiar has no place for officers who cannot follow orders. I'll be in the command center.
Colonel! They were civilians! Their blood is on our hands!
Get used to it. There will be more. Speaking of which, why don't you clean out the brig before you become a resident there?
Analysts in this room look completely engaged in their work. I wouldn't be surprised if we can sneak past them without being noticed.
Enemy targets on sensor.
I'm not going to bother reading that. Oh, look at these little spheres. Reminds me of an original series episode, Devil in the Dark. And there's a Horta. No kill eye, no kill eye. This message was burned deep into the floor of the chamber and as it sizzles around the edges of the letters.
I almost feel sorry for you, but I have my own neck to worry about. I'll be joining you in there soon enough. If Hakiv has his way, we all will.
Hey, let's go attack Commander Janek.
Enough! I surrender. I value my life more than the Tal Shiar's secrets. I'll tell you anything you want to know. But first you must tell me why you are here and what you want.
Why does the Reman Resistance want to destroy this base?
The Remans know about this base? Impossible. Only the leadership of the Tal Shiar know we're here. The Empress herself couldn't find us. I don't believe you. But it makes no difference. This is not a military installation. We listen and record here, nothing more. There are many targets those Reman scum would find much more tempting.
Enough of these lies.
Are you sure you want to end things like this?
Yes.
Enemy targets on sensors.
How did you find this place? What else do you know? No matter. You won't be revealing anything to your superiors. It's disappointing I cannot give you a proper interrogation. But I have much to do and little time. The self-destruct sequence has begun. This base will be your tomb.
Not if I have anything to say about it. My mind. What have you done to my mind? There was an infestation of Tal Shiar spies in there. I just fumigated. Tal Shiar, I'm shocked. I had no idea. I certainly wouldn't have sent you down there if... Say, you didn't happen to find anything valuable down there, did you? Because if you did, remember that I have exclusive contract. Stop with the lies, Madron. I know. You know who and what was down there. What is it to you? This is a rough area of the quadrant, you know, and they're good neighbors. They're not easily embarrassed. Their cameras and listening devices are everywhere. I hadn't had a single problem with the Ryans or Harjans since they moved in. It hasn't hurt that I required the odd bit of information here and there. I'm a businessman and information is my business. You know anything with what they recently discovered? Unfortunately, no, I'll admit, I was trying to find out, but the systems were locked down tight. I'm sure whatever it had to be big news. Everyone was on the edge. Janek and Hakeev were barely speaking, and I once Heard Janek mumbling about something about orders. Someone's been pulling his strings, but I don't know who. I do know Tal Shiar takes security very seriously. If you manage to pull any files from the system, you can expect them to be heavily encoded. Just beyond that, I speak from experience. Now, if you excuse me, I have to go talk to 100 Romulans into digging a new mine to replicate the one you destroyed. My profit margin this month has been ruined. Get those miners well, Madron, or I'll be back. Okay, not there. There's my ready room. Oh, look, a little better for my targ. Going too fast here.
Obisek is justified in his anger. The Tal Shiar records you recovered from their listening post indicate that they have been tormenting the Remans for months. Their bases have been attacked, their ships destroyed, and their families killed or imprisoned. There is no more honorable reason to pick up a blade than to defend your home and family. However, Obisek was willing to use Thaleron weapons to destroy a handful of Tal Shiar operatives. Using a hammer to swat a globfly is not the warrior's way. It is madness.
Congratulations, General.
Okay, that is the end of this stream. Everybody have a great evening, and I will see you next time.